Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyidil Mursaleen, amma ba'd. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes us from the Saaleheen. Chapter number 12, Bab al-Hath al-Izdiyad min al-Khair fi akhir al-Umr. This chapter is very similar to the previous one. The previous one, chapter number 11, we looked at the importance of al-Mujahada, striving and benefiting from what you have, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted you of age, in doing good deeds and filling it up and preparing. Here though, this chapter is very similar to that. However, as Uthaymin rahimahullah says, that this is in concerning to the end of one's life. Min al-khayr fi awakhir al-umr. And there is special emphasis on this because this is the most important part of a person's life. Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said in a hadith which is sahih, "Inna ar-rajul liya'mal bi'amal ahli al-jannah hatta ma yabqa baynahu wa baynaha illa dhira'." A person is living his life doing the deeds of the people of Jannah until between him and Jannah there is only an arm span. But the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala precedes him, then he does an action of the people of the fire and then he enters the fire. May Allah protect us. So from this hadith, and this is the reason why we have this chapter, the most important part of a person's existence is the last bit. Therefore, Uthaymin goes on to say that if a person lives a long life, then he needs to actually increase in ibadah and doing good deeds towards the end of it. Because now he is closer towards death than ever before. The author, he gives us an ayah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Fatir, chapter number 34, ayah number 37. أَوَلَمْ نُعَمِّرْكُمْ, in describing what will be said in chastisement to the people of the fire. Didn't we give you life? مَا يَتَذَكَّرُ فِي, in which you can recall and ponder and remind yourself. مَنْ تَذَكَّرْ وَجَاءَكُمْ النَّذِيرُ, and a nadhir had come to you. Many of the ulama of Tafsir, and this is what the author is saying here, Abdullah bin Abbas and others, they have said the nadhir is when the person becomes 60 years old. When he becomes 60 years old, the nadhir has come to him. Some of the ulama have described this nadhir as the white hairs that you have on your beard and your hair. This is a nadhir. When you see signs of aging, this is a warner, and this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here. This is the warning that has come to you. And An-Nawawi rahimahullah goes on to say that this is supported by these ahadith that we're going to see in the remaining of the chapter, inshallah. Others have said when a person becomes 18 years old. Some have said 40 years old. They have said that that person has no more excuse. 18 sana. Some of them said 40 sana. Hasan al-Kalbi and Masruq, many of the ulama, the Salaf, they have said when it becomes, the person becomes of maturity. And this is the reason why they have said 18 and 40. According to the Arab, and this is what the Shaykh says as well, when the person becomes 40, he's no longer seen as a shab and a young man anymore. He's supposed to be at age of maturity. But others have said no, the nadhir is earlier than that, 18 even, 60, some of them said later, but some of them said even earlier, because that person now has the ability to understand what is right, what is wrong, and prepare. And this is why, Nawawi says, the people of Medina كانوا إذا بلغ أحدهم 40 سنة تفرغ للعبادة. This is actually very important. This is what you will find in the seerah of many of the ulama, the biographies of the ulama. When they reach the age of 40, you will find them isolating themselves, excluding themselves, being remote with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ibadah. تفرغ للعبادة. They used to prioritize their spare time. They used to create a schedule where they are now increasing in ibadah. Others have said when he becomes baligh, and this is why we see the difference when it comes to the tafsir of what we refer to as the nadhir in this ayah. Is it 18? Is it 60? Is it 40? Whatever the case, the Shaykh Imam al-Nawawi is giving us the different interpretations between the ulama. The understanding the understanding is that the person, as he gets older, he needs to be more mature. He needs to be in touch with his relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and preparing for the akhirah. وَقَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى وَجَاءَكُمْ النَّذِيرُ, and the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and a warner has come to you, Abdullah bin Abbas, and the majority of the people of Tafsir have said that Nadhir is the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. However, others, such as Ikrimah ibn Uyayna and others, they have said it's the grey hairs that you have on your beard and your hair. So the point here now from all of this is, in this chapter we're going to look at a number of hadith where the author is saying that from the way of the Saaleheen is that a person prepares, and especially when he gets older and he's supposed to become more mature, he's supposed to be using his time much more wiser. This is now from the path of the pious. And what's sudden and unfortunate, you will find people now in their 40s and their 60s behaving like how they did when they were younger, because of how the dunya has become open and social media and mobile phones and so many different things. Maturity is being compromised. And the only way that you can clearly see it here, as the Shaykh is saying here, when a person becomes of a particular age, he has to be in touch with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ibadah towards Him, and isolate himself from the creation. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes us of those who prepare, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants tawfiq too, so that they can get closer towards Him with. Allahu a'lam, sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi.